Happy Halloween, guys! I am here in Satan's butt crack. I thought it would be appropriate. No, this video's title is not clickbait. The modern movement of Satanism was founded by Chicago's Anton LaVey in 1966. While living in San Francisco, Anton LaVey was living on the cusp of the sexual revolution. Now, while many alternative spiritual groups had emerged as being quite popular in the latter half of the 1960s, LaVeyan Satanism was always intended to be a sort of parody of the Catholic Church. Many in the group did take adopting faith in Satan seriously, and LaVey did not discourage hosting Black Mass, although his view on this new movement is as hard to pinpoint as Protestant reformers in their history of reforming Christianity. The Satanic Temple in the United States, not to be confused with LaVey's own Church of Satan, is one of many splinter groups of the Satanist movement. The fundamental purpose of LaVey's Church of Satan was rooted in pure reason. If the institutional separation of church and state are truly upheld, why shouldn't a Church of Satan exist freely? This was Anton LaVey's reasoning. Not so much about a literal conviction of bringing about eternal damnation, as Christianity would have cautioned, but by means of mocking double standards in secular Christian nationhood. If a new God which represents everything that another faith finds to be selfish, then this God will rise to popularity. Why shouldn't he? This was another thought of LaVey's. The point is that this Black Pope, as the media called him,
oh, I guess you could call me that if you want to say the Black Pope or the Dirty Pope,
was not a sadomasochist, which was something that Anton himself was fervently against, as he wrote in his book. But he was not a cult leader either. He was more of an administrative priest than a prophetic cult leader. In fact, his Church of Satan made a point never to publish the number of congregants, because it's a come-as-you-will type of group, as are many independent churches to this day. As a statement from his own group says, "Our founder established as policy that we should never give out a precise count of our members. All that we will say is that we have members in about every nation on the planet, and the membership has always grown as the years pass." Additionally, another movement called the Satanic Temple of the United States actively is gaining followers and does operate more like a corporation. Their practices mostly manifest in the form of socialist activism, but TST has set up walk-in abortion clinics as well across multiple states. This is on their website. They also organize protests. Their website lists 10 tenets of protesting. The third tenet, interestingly enough, says, "The effective protest is founded on a legitimate theory of change that is exemplified by the structure of, if I do X, then Y will happen because Z." The co-founder of the Satanic Temple of the United States was Lucien Greaves. His church is not to be confused with Anton LaVey's church. As one is a church, one calls itself a temple. Greaves gives lectures across the US on secularism and self-empowerment. He professes that satanic rules are not dogmatic. They are based in common sense, if anything. And abortion falls under that category to Satanists. Greaves' organization claims to have roughly 700,000 registered members worldwide. They even finance after-school programs across many school boards in the US.
So have any school administrators said, look, I know you can lecture me about religious freedom, but you're a Satan club, but we're not going to let little kids go to the Satan club. Is anybody, or are they just passive like everyone else in America and kind of letting it happen?
Well, that's not being passive. That's understanding what the law is. That's understanding what the Constitution is. That's understanding what free speech is and what religious liberty is.
Jex Blackmore was another notable member of TST, a so-called pro-choice activist and performance artist. Ms. Blackmore herself wrote blog posts detailing the days that led up to her own abortion in 2015. She also led protests on the Michigan State Capitol building, protesting the restrictions on abortion at the time. And lastly, another leader of this movement is Anton LaVey's own daughter, Carla LaVey.
What we say is life is a great indulgence, death is an abstinence.
She continued her family's path of organized Satanism in 1999, in which at 47 years old, she founded First Satanic Church in San Francisco, an offshoot of her dad's Church of Satan, which dwindled in numbers following Anton's passing. Satanism is still growing in popularity on social platforms. TikTok and Instagram are the biggest ones. The movement has also shown infamy over the years, with convicted murderers and school shooters bearing inspirations from Satanism. Whether these criminal elements were fundamental devotees or simply trying to shock the public, we'll never know. Some of these criminals change their names to sound demonic, if it means shocking the public and offending Christianity. All in all, Anton LaVey was right about one thing when he said, Satan is here to stay.